History is being made today, and Donald Trump's worst nightmare is about to become a reality because we've had months of stalling and delays and desperate attempts to block this moment. But the Jeffrey Epstein files petition is finally getting its 218th signature. Now, let me explain why this matters, why Trump should be worried, and we have new developments just hours ago. Newly elected Representative Adelita Grijalva, who's a fan of this show, was on the show, and hi to her kids, who I was told are fans of the show. She will be finally taking her rightful place in the House of Representatives. This is not routine political business because it is going to trigger something the White House really wanted to prevent, which is a forced vote on releasing the Jeffrey Epstein case files. Now, Grijalva is expected to provide, and she told me she would, the 218th and final signature on a discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. Now, if you're not familiar with how this works, a discharge petition is a tool that lets rank and file members of Congress bypass leadership. And if 218 members sign one, a majority of all 435 House districts, they can force a floor vote on anything, even if leadership is against it. And that's what makes this extraordinary. This is a bipartisan effort. Republican Congressman Thomas Massie has joined Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna. They're spearheading this and they are moving forward. When you have Republicans and Democrats working together, you know it's serious. Now, I want to be clear about what happens next. It's not over. Think about this as game one of a series. Once Adelita Grijalva signs, there are 7 legislative days which must pass. This is called the ripening period. We know we've ripened mangoes, right? So we know what that means. You need the ripening before a member can move to bring the petition to the floor. Then Speaker Mike Johnson has up to 2 legislative days to schedule a vote. So the earliest we could see an actual House floor vote is probably not until the first week of December, once you account for days off for Thanksgiving and the entire thing. Now, Donald Trump knows what's coming. This is a bill that would force lawmakers, especially Republicans, to choose between, are we going to side with Trump or are we going to back the release of files, which could put a spotlight on the crimes of the convicted sex offender and potentially expose Donald Trump's involvement. Now, I have to be upfront about the obstacles ahead. Even if this passes the House, it would still have to pass the Republican-led Senate. And it is not clear that that is going to happen. We also have a situation where Senate Majority Leader John Thune has said to CNN he doesn't think the chamber needs to pass this. And when asked whether the Senate should vote on the bill, he said, I don't really know what that's going to achieve. And don't forget that Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer attempted to force a vote back in September on a similar bill, but Senate Republicans killed the measure. And we need to be thinking about whether that might happen. Now, you might say, well, if the path forward is so difficult, why is this important? It's going to force accountability because every single member of the House is going to have to go on record. They will have to declare, I want transparency, or I want to protect whoever is in the files. Is it Trump? Is it other people? We don't really know, but they would be on the side of protection rather than transparency. It is political gold of sorts because this is information voters deserve to have. Voters deserve to know my elected official voted for transparency or voted to help the cover up. And so I see this as a bigger moment than just partisan politics. This is like a fundamental question. Do our elected officials believe in transparency and justice, or do they believe some people are above the law and deserve to be protected by some of the most powerful institutions that exist in the country? Trump has spent months trying to prevent this day from coming. He has called the effort a distraction. He's dismissed it. He says no one cares about this. And his allies have done everything possible to delay it. But we now are finally getting that 218th signature. The procedural wheels are in motion. Will the files ultimately be released? Remains to be seen. But what I can tell you is that Trump and every single member of Congress will now have to answer for their position on this issue. And for a guy who has spent his entire life avoiding accountability, that is a nightmare scenario. So the game is on. The country is watching. We are soon going to see where this lands. But in the midst of all of this, there are some stunning explosive emails about exactly this issue. Let's be honest, when it is hot outside the way it's been, bad underwear makes it really much worse. Our sponsor, Sheath Underwear, has completely rethought how men's underwear should function in the heat. Sheath's boxer briefs are designed with a dual pouch system, keeping everything in place, separate, ventilated. This means less sweat, less sticking, less of that awkward adjusting. And if you're not using the pouches, the fabric alone is a game changer. Soft, stretchy, moisture wicking, now available in cooling materials like bamboo and mesh. I wear these at the gym during long work days, especially when I know it's going to be hot outside. It just keeps you dry and comfortable. And they've really raised my expectations about how good underwear can be. Wearing Sheath is like having built-in climate control for the lower half of your body. Everything stays cool, dry, and where it should be. If you've never thought much about your underwear, this is the one brand that might make you start. Go to sheathunderwear.com/Pakman. Use the code Pakman for 20% off. The link is in the description.